Hey guys. Alright, well let's just start with a good old wrap up. 5 years old, I grew up really quick with a little brother and a single mom. Um, I'd say third third grade around that area, my mother meets Daryl. Uh, 15, 16, somewhere around that area, maybe probably 16, 17 maybe. Daryl and my mom get a divorce. They separate. And we go through all of that where she's running around back and forth between towns. I'm running around back and forth with her between towns. I meet the Brown family. I meet CJ, Colin, all throughout all that. And live with them for a while. Finish out school in Granbury. And meet Lindsay. And join the military. Lose my mom. Go to Turkey wifeless. Get scrutinized for every little thing. Go through a divorce while getting out, or shortly after getting out of the military. Trying to do school. Dropping out of school. Quitting a job for an idea with a security blanket at the time, but the security blanket fell through and didn't have a second one. I met a girl, went to Disneyland World, the one in Florida, Disney World with, connected with her and her family. Got slighted by her and her family. Fired, dropped, technically cheated on. After all that, I continue to push the business. Lose all my stuff. Well, not all my stuff, but I lose my car. Technically would have lost a house. If I didn't have the Browns, I'd be, I don't know, homeless. I don't want to say I would have given up, but I probably would have. Because as fast as I told you guys everything, it's about as fast as it happened. All of it. Being born to now, every little bit of it, my brain also wasn't something that was trying to process all the negative stuff. I'd been ignoring it for a very long time. Very, very long time. I mean, I always had that. I wish my family, my mom and dad were still married when I was young, obviously, like any kid. But past that, then the frustrations with everything kind of grew. But without me mentally realizing, I guess. Because it really did. It took finally being alone. Michael leaving, Lindsay's gone, my mom's gone. I haven't talked to my dad, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, sisters, brothers in years, decades for some. So I have always had CJ, Colin, and Mike. Well, not always Mike, but always CJ, Colin, and Michael really always, but we've had normal friend issues. calling regardless. If I called him anytime, he'd pick up. We didn't always play games together, video games. We didn't always call each other, but if something was pressing, an idea popped up and somebody else's name popped up into the head, we were included with each other. We were always in communication every day. CJ, after a little bit of time, I got him off of Xbox and onto PlayStation. And then after that, for 4, 5, 6 years, I don't know how long, we gamed almost every day. That's my favorite thing to do, just because it's where I release. That's how I talk. That's my family. So I'd get on and I'd play with CJ. We'd talk. I mean, we'll never talk about like stuff. We just talk. What friends would do on the phone, or playing basketball, shooting hoops at the shooting range. Girls do shopping, getting their hair done, nails done, all that stuff. House parties, so on and so forth. Just talking. But it to be able to do it every day, it helped cope. But there were things that were done in that marriage by both sides. But to be told constantly, I can't deal with this about you, and if you can't fix it, we need a divorce. We're talking about religion, weight, lifestyle, hobbies, taste in music, primarily religion, whether I wanted children or not. I mean, everything. Every single thing came up with, I need a divorce, I want a divorce, I can't be with you, I need to be with a man of different religion. Excuses, because we were unhappy, whatever, but you don't do that. You don't. For years. I can't get an apology. I can't get a conversation. It's not even looked at as if it were ever done. Nobody ever knew that. A couple people, but CJ knew. He told me every day. Jake knew. He told me almost every day. People that love you don't treat you like this. You're not irrational. You're not irrational. You're not unreasonable. I did a lot for her. There were a lot of shortcomings. I was bad. I ended up cheating. Different qualities about me. I was lazy. I didn't want to travel all the time. I didn't always try to love her. I wasn't as easy on her either, so I'm not saying that, but I know now. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. I didn't know then. It's not something that I knew then. I couldn't have understood it. I had to go through every ounce of pain just to realize it. So, first of all, Lindsay, I apologize for the things I've done. But dealing with that hurt. On top of not having somebody else to go to. I could go to CJ, but I sometimes can't. Because I don't always need an older brother take or a fatherly figure type take, because that's what you are, CJ. You have a lot of knowledge. You know a lot of the right things to do, per se, in situations, or you do see a lot of light in a lot of the darkness, where you are able to see things even through darkness. But with you being understanding, you're not as understanding as verbally as you could be. So no, it's not every time I can hit you up about her even. So there were even times then I couldn't hit Colin up because we just didn't talk like that. So now obviously I call him about anything and talk about anything with him, but I don't want to spread bad rumors. I don't want to slander my wife's name. Like, that's our stuff. I wish I had a mother to be able to call and simply say it to. Tell her. She can drop an opinion of somebody. That's what moms do. They don't hold grudges against, well, a lot of them do, but moms shouldn't hold grudges against their daughters, and that's what she is. So, regardless, played every day with CJ during all that, and that's how we talked. And being alone, then I could play for a while, actually, up until I lost my car and internet got shut off, and we pretty much just had to hightail it out of there and retreat back to base. I played a little bit here and there, but I mean, at that point, depression was a lot. When you wake up and you know your car's not in the driveway, and all your ambition, everything I'd built a lot. I have a lot still. I have this camera from building all of the stuff for a business. And I'm right now just recording me talking to you about my life with that camera that I was hoping to build a company with. So when I got alone, and then in turn had nobody to talk to here due to the coronavirus, because Mike's out working as much as he can. He's got to survive for his family. Brandon's out working because he's essential. He's working in a nursing home. I cook in a restaurant. There aren't enough people or enough jobs right now for that. That's how far I fell. I was a cook in a restaurant. Lost that job. So I sit here all day long. I don't have a car. Mike and I share one because we bought one. But there ain't nowhere to go right now. So I sat here thinking about how every step I've ever taken has kind of fallen out from underneath me, due to myself or a different situation or a different whatever. My life, my family, my careers, my jobs, my relationships, my decisions, my money, every choice I've made here recently has only dug in the hole deeper every single time. I moved to a cheaper place with Michael. We think that's all going to go good. The bad news pops up and he's got to move away. After he moves away, he's still paying half of his rent because that was our deal, and that's awesome. I go through all the losing the jobs, and or actually I hadn't lost the job yet, and I talked to his little brother and I was like, you move out here, we can get this done, and we really could. Honestly, like 2, 3, realistically 3 to 5 people, but 2 could really hustle it out there and make a lot of money. We could make money. So he came out there knowing that that was the truth and we were going to get it started, and I tried to go, I reached too far. I'd never done it. I had no idea, never built a business, and I definitely never had a good idea before. And it's an idea I've never heard anybody else say. So I pushed. I reached as far into the bag as I could, hoping that on the way out at least I could grab whatever was left. Instead of just going, you know what, just keep this job that I got here at Geek Squad, ignore this family and this opportunity, them saying that they're going to give me money and invest in this company, and they've given me contacts to somebody to build the app, and they have also people that are also interested in investing. And I mean, every tasty worm put on a hook for a fish was on it, and they got me with it, every single little bit of it, because as soon as they got me in there all cozied, readied, circled by every ounce of them, literally everything that I needed was just all in a bubble by that family, and they had it all, and then they just kicked me out of that house. Thinking about losing all that, thinking about how you could meet somebody after going through a bad relationship on both parts, just know it as that from now on. But a bad relationship and how I was thought of and treated in it and how it ended up because of such, to even go to a party and dance with people and do things that would lead to different stuff ever is just beyond me. How could you do that to somebody you're talking that you promised to never ever treat this person that way because they've been treated that way and they're so sorry that they ever had to deal with that. I promise to never make you ever feel that, and then not even a month later feel that. So, and it's happened again after that. You girls are vicious. So, being alone, got nowhere to go due to the coronavirus, sitting here thinking about, after all that, then what? And I don't have a job due to an illness, virus, UFOs, the leader of Japan, Korea, the leader of any, you come up with any excuse, I can't go somewhere and do something right now because of that. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is, and that's the most scary part. Most people don't understand that no matter what after the fact, that there's going to be a different future. I don't care what it is, it's different, and it's going to be. And we have to stop acting as if it is not and start acting on ourselves to figure out what we can do better in that future. But since I'm logical and I'm thinking that far ahead, because once the money runs out, what are we going to do? I don't even have a job. It's going to go down to essential personnel have jobs, plus what else do we really need right now? If it gets as bad as they're saying it is, and it's already bad, and so many people have lost jobs that they won't get back. People are going to be angry. What's going to happen? While all that, I don't have a job. I can go back to school and I can get paid to go to school, but I've gone to school and I passed one semester, and every situation in school has always been bad. So maybe there would be a good one. I know if I could coach and I could teach or just be able to be out on the football field again, I'd be fine. I don't care what I make. I don't understand why I need to go to school for 4 years to train people to play football and teach them how to be good people. I don't understand. But I do at the same time. Go to school if schools aren't any different or weird or crazy and the world's not different. I could go work on airplanes. I could try to get some IT job. I can get a cooking job. I can do anything. But man, I make $12 an hour now. I was making $23.50 an hour before that. I don't think I'll be able to even get close to 23 again. I have skill sets for it, but if there's 100 jobs and 1 million workers, there's still only 100 jobs. So it got frustrating. What do you do when you can't talk to anybody? All of your friends. Not to the fault of theirs, because you can't pick up the phone. They call you, you can't pick it up. You can't pick it up to call them. They text you, you don't really care to hear it. Positivity doesn't sound like positivity, it sounds like negative. How do you deal with it? Why is it that spending time alone hurts more than anything else? And I have a life that I've done nothing but live alone for a very long time. So yeah. I guess I've been dealing with depression for a lot longer than I thought I had. I guess instead of this is the lowest part of my life, I've been dealing with this way longer than most people should handle it. There's so much. I can't my brain jumps back and forth, and I'm sure y'all's is going crazy because it's almost impossible to understand if you didn't live most of the scenarios. So if it's confusing, I apologize. But when your emotions run, you get into a topic and you just go and you forget about what guidelines you set yourself on so that you could talk about a certain topic before 20 minutes is up. And man, it's already 2015, so I need to wrap this up. We'll get into another video and I can get back into it, talk a little bit more. Thanks for listening. It really does. It helps. I appreciate it. I'm glad I can do this. Thanks, guys.